Well, good afternoon. I can't believe it's a quarter to 5 already. I've been working with this machine. This is day 4. Working with the Cricut Explore Air 2, and I've been doing some things with vinyl. And this is a permanent vinyl, and this was actually my reason for getting a machine was to be able to decorate plain vases. I'm a floral designer in addition to other things. So I work with a lot of flowers and vases and things, and I like to decorate my vases. I think it adds just an extra touch to whatever floral design I might be doing, and I actually can't wait to put some flowers into this. So this actually came out quite nice. This vase is a round vase. The circumference is about 17 inches, and the height is about 4.5 inches. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And one of the things that I like to pass along as far as working with vinyl, um, if you've got low tack transfer tape, it might be simpler to just like lift up the edges um, of the of the vinyl piece. Like you're gonna raise up the tape and just lift up the edges until the transfer tape catches it. Because if you press it down on the paper so hard, a low tack um, transfer tape is not going to be able to pick it back up. I tried that on the first one. I think I can still tell. This is the first one. This one is the one that had the most damage because I I pressed the decal, um, the tape. I rubbed it down so hard, but what was happening was the vinyl was just sticking to the paper, which made it more resistant to being lifted by the transfer tape. So maybe I'll do a demo. I think that will better explain the process. But anyway, this came out pretty nice. I'm pretty pleased with it. Also, when you're working with like delicate designs, um, the size does matter. In this, you notice that you can see just parts of the antenna. That's because the line was so fine that the blade it'll cut around it, but eventually it's so thin that there's nothing left. For example, with this is cardstock, so you can see the blade did cut it, but when you take it out, the line is so thin that it often breaks. But this is another effect. I like that. I can just lay it back in here and just raise up, like put a bend there, and that's a whole different effect. So you've got the raised wings, and then you've got the background, and I can use whatever color. I like the black behind that. So you just set it right in there, and it kind of gives a three-dimensional effect, and then you also get your antennas. So, but that's a different look. So this measures about 3 inches. Now I did something smaller, and this was the result. The blade just cut everything up. It just was like I got a nice silhouette, but the actual wings were just like demolished. So with really delicate work, you want to be mindful of the size. So I could still do something with this, use it in collage, maybe combine it with that. There's always options. And even, his I tried with another one with some black paper, and I got still a nice silhouette, but just damage. But that looks interesting. I mean, you can mix it up like that. That's another, that's a well, what do they call that? Something avant-garde, right? That's like that looks pretty funky actually. So with the creativity, there's lots of options. So and then When I was weeding, I don't have the Cricut weeder. This is actually a dental tool. This works well for weeding. And I also use a tweezer. So because if you pick up the piece and it sticks to like the design part, it's going to pull it up. And the vinyl is very stretchy. So if it gets stuck, it'll pull it up and stretch it out of shape. So you don't want to do that. So I'm picking it up and then I'm grabbing it with the tweezer so that it doesn't attach to the outer portions. And then something else that I use is a palette knife for cleaning the mat. The Cricut has all these tools, but I didn't get the kit yet. I just got the machine like a couple of weeks ago. I've been putting away for it, and I finally got it. So I didn't get the kit. There's all kinds of nifty tools and things. So this is a palette knife, and this works really well with removing any bits of paper that might remain. It's about $1 and change. You can find it at most art stores. I think Michael's has them. I don't know. I got this from Blick, either Blick or when I was taking some courses at Baruch. There's an art store called Da Vinci, and they have all the painter supplies, including the pilot knives. And the pilot knives come in different shapes. This just happens to be a long elliptical shape. And it's actually for applying, there's a paint called gouache. And you can also use it with acrylic and oils as well, just for different effects, um, for mixing. And the back of the handle is rounded, so this is a makeshift burnishing tool also. So, but like I said, with the um, with the transfer tape, you don't want to, if it's low tack, meaning that it's not that sticky. You don't want to be smashing down your vinyl too hard, because then it's just going to stick to the paper that it comes with, which is going to make it hard to be lifted by the transfer tape. So the transfer tape that I use is by Oracle. I know there's different brands and different strengths. So maybe I'll try a different brand, and I won't have to do that. But I just, I had to figure out how to remove it without it sticking to the backing, remove the vinyl without it sticking to the backing. So I devised that method of just lifting up the edges, and then once it sticks to the transfer tape, it'll stay, and then you just work around, you know, and you lift up all the outer edges until you can just catch it with the transfer tape, and then you'll be able to lift it off. Even these little delicate parts, you want to just lift it up. Take your tool and just lift up the edge a little bit, and then move the transfer tape onto it until it picks it up, and it'll stay stuck to the transfer tape. And then you just do that around your whole piece, and then you'll be able to lift it off of the vinyl paper backing. Okay, so that's my show and tell, my review. Oh, I did one more thing. Oh, this is my design for Women's Month, because I'm kind of catching up on my crafting. I was sick, like not with the virus. From February 12th, I had taken a bit too much zinc, and it had an adverse effect on my system. Zinc supplements, so be careful with those. I had actually ingested quite a bit over um, the span of 3 or 4 days, and then I woke up on February 12th, and oh my gosh, my system, I felt like I was dying. But anyway, I made it through. I'm almost completely fully recovered, so um, yeah, I'm just catching up on my crafts right now. So this is I didn't get to do anything for Black History Month because I was just, I had to focus on staying well so I could go to work. Um, because I didn't have enough sick days to cover for, anyway, that's another story. So, yeah, I like the way this came out. I'm going to do a tutorial about these images. The original image was just faced this way, but there's a method to reversing it. I'm used to working with Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. In Illustrator, if you wanted to take an image and turn it the other way, there's an option called a transform option called Reflect. But with this, there's two steps. What you have to do is well, actually, mm, depends on the image. You can either flip it. There's the flip option, or you might have to use the rotate option and then use the negative of the direction. Like if this was facing 90 degrees and you wanted to face the other direction, you would enter minus 90, and then it would flip it to the other way so that both of the objects are facing each other. But I'll do a tutorial on that. It's better to show it on screen rather than to try to explain it. But anyway, that's what I've been doing today so far. I'm going to do some more vinyl work. Um, it would be nice to do something like this in vinyl and put it on a vase. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And that would be a Women's History Month vase. I'll work on that. Anyway, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.